87%. Yeah, that's the percentage of all real estate agents that get in the business today that'll be gone in 2 years. Let me tell you something. Why is there so much turnover in real estate? Because it isn't easy. And because most people don't know exactly what they need to do to get to the next level. Now look, regardless of whether you're brand new to the industry or you're a team leader, you've got 40 people on your team and you just want to get to the next level. If you're doing 10 transactions a year, you want to get to 25. You're doing 500 transactions a year, you want to get to 1,000. You're at 1,000, you want to get to 10,000. Let me tell you something. You need the right coach. Why? Because Club Wealth is the only coaching company on the planet that will literally guarantee that you will double your income or make at least an extra $100,000 your first year coaching with us, or we will give you 100% of your investment back. This is for people of all levels. Click the link below, sign up for the appropriate tier level, and let's get you a strategy session today. And I promise you, I 100% guarantee you, promise you, that you will walk away with a heart full of gratitude for the time that we took for you, because you got so much value out of that call. Schedule your strategy session today. I promise you'll be glad you did.
Sign up for a strategy session at clubwealth.com/strategy session.
Jason O'Keefe, come on down. You're the next contestant on The Canadian is Right. First of all, welcome to Club Wealth TV. And it used to be, we used to talk just about, real estate, the real estate business. Now we talk about all of these things. We talk about family, business, financial, health, both physical and mental, and your spiritual life. And we do that because people wanted more. They wanted, we've been getting lots of requests to talk about a broader scope of issues and topics. And so before we do that, let me just welcome Jason O'Keefe. For those of you that don't know Jason is not only Club Wealth coaching client, but he's also a Club Wealth coach. And Jason is from the great country of Canada. Story short, it's Jason O'Keefe. Jason is, what are you, tier 5, tier 6 now? What are you in?
Right on the edge of the end of tier 4, hopefully moving to tier 5 soon.
Getting super close to tier 5. Love it. Okay, so that means he is on the cusp of tier 4 is 150 to 250 transactions a year. Tier 5 is 250 to 500 transactions a year. Jason is growing as we speak and has been having some recent success with recruiting. So that's part of what we're going to talk about today. But Jason, before we do, tell us your Club Wealth story. How'd you get involved in Club Wealth? What's it done for you? All that good stuff.
It started with, I saw your lovely face on another episode from where I get my leads from. Name other places right now, I don't know. So I saw your face on there. I still deal with them.
Which company is it?
Hellicskon.
Oh, yeah, good.
You did someone there in Hellicskon. I asked one of the other guys, Barry Jenkins, about you. He said, absolutely, Barry, you helped his career and everything off. He's a big star now. So I think I booked a 15-minute interview with you, I believe, and checked you out and liked everything you had to say. And you sold me right away. And then I came on as a client for the first 6 months. And then my coach said, you make a great coach. So he put my name forward. And next thing you know, I'm a coach. And right now I got 4 clients because I run a team. I think, 6 might be my max, but 4 to 6 is kind of where I think my sweet spot is right now, because I'm still growing my team with recruiting, with moving brokerages and helping there and trying to work on other things there. So that's kind of where it started. I think I'm going to say I'm just over 2 years now with the company offhand. What it's done is it's brought a lot of being able to spend time with all the different agents from no matter what company, which is what I love, is it's taught me from what different companies do, different cultures, different top agents. I just an immense in all the different ideas. And, you got to find that sweet spot that works for you. And I think because there's so many different people there, it's been great.
Yeah. I love that you mentioned how it's brand agnostic. We've got coaches and clients at literally every single brand out there. Before we get too far into this, first of all, tell us, what markets do you cover? I know you're in Canada, but tell us specifically what markets you handle.
So I work in a region that's called the Kitchener-Waterloo region. For those that have no idea, it's about an hour west of Toronto. It's home of that little smartphone called BlackBerry at one time. And actually there's, as Michael mentioned, the maple syrup. There's a maple syrup thing in April, 20 minutes north of me.
Are you serious?
100%.
I may have to come up for that. I may have to fly up there for that. We need to schedule an event there.
Yeah, so that's in April. And then we're the biggest home for Oktoberfest in Canada in our area, Kitchener-Waterloo. So that's the other thing. I know Mike likes the Bavarian idea. So
Heck
that's
yeah.
kind of a little bit about us. But we also branch out because of the amount of agents. I go, 45 minutes to an hour, east, west, north, south. We will dabble a bit in Toronto and some stuff like that. So like I said, it's only about an hour. We're an hour west of Toronto.
Okay, so I like that you're expanding your market just a little bit. I'd certainly love to see you expanding even further than an hour, but that'll certainly be coming, I'm sure. Now, that being said, you were with an independent, if I remember correctly. You were with a fairly large independent, and you recently switched to another franchise brokerage. Where were you? Where are you now?
So I'm with a brokerage called Real Broker.
Uh-huh.
It's big in the US. It's starting to build. Gone from when I joined, there was 9,000. Now there's 11,000 agents as of March. So it's been
Wow.
a nice projection. In Ontario, they've been here for about two years, but really started to take off in the last year. So some great people. Same thing with like why I'm with you and why I like being there. It's some great people. Same thing here in Ontario. Some great people. And I know there's other Clubwell people that are at the company, and which I have utmost respect. And before I made the move, I even talked to you, and you gave me some names to talk to, and I really did appreciate that. Being able to talk to different people, and that's why I said being part of a company that's brand agnostic is you can talk about different companies. Because I've worked for a company called Royal LePage up here. I worked for Remax. I worked for Keller Williams, and it's just finding people around that I want to work with. And sometimes things change, so it's never a bad thing. Finding a home that seems to work. And like I said, I'm with Club Wealth. I had other coaching. I was with other coaching companies before, and I like where I'm at now. And I love being where I'm at now. I love the people.
Well, we love that you're here too. So recently, let's back up. How big is your team currently, and how much growth have you had recently? Because I know you've had some good growth here just recently.
So we got up to as high as 30, and a few people have kind of got out of the business with the markets changing and stuff like that. And that's okay. Like one girl moved to Australia. Like it's okay to have other options. So our team now has got 22 strong agents, everyone working well together. I got another 4 people that are taking their courses. So in Ontario, the minimum amount of time to get a license is about 6 months.
Hmm.
They can do 6 months up to 2 years once they start. So it's a little longer process. So I have people at different levels that I'm, bringing along the nurture, the thing. I'd say almost half of my team has come through that program. That we do a bit of an apprenticeship program with people, help them out, and then we have some dual agents. Like they have other jobs and they're moving towards our things too. But it's been good. Like talked to a young lady, a client, 18-year-old girl yesterday, so it was perfect, right? So it's been awesome to see the growth of that. Plus, there's been other people that joined the team and decided to make their own teams and I encourage that too, if that's what they want to do. So there's lots of ways to grow. Like I said, we're up to 30 at the highest and kind of trimmed back a little bit, but we've got good agents now.
So, and that's an important aspect to this, because what you're doing is called top grading, right? So it's you're always recruiting. You're always going to have attrition, and you're always, and attrition comes in many forms. It could be that they leave on their own. It could be that they have an involuntary job, event happen where somebody's got to move, a spouse has to move for a career or whatever. And sometimes you got to let somebody go. There's times that's got to happen. But at the end of the day, what you're doing is your goal, correct me if I'm wrong, is to keep the strongest members and continue. You're always hiring people and figuring out which of those people are going to become Eagles eventually. Is that accurate?
Yeah, 100%. We've got some great people now on the team, and most of them, like even the dual agents, have now said they want to get more into real estate. So we've been working with them and trying to get them going. So bring them into our culture more, get them involved, everything, right? So it's a constant this way, but at the end of the day, it's trying to grow it to having a great team and a great culture. I got some people that have been with me since when I started the team in the end of 2016, and she's actually this year she's rocking it. And I will give a plug. She went to Anaheim. She came back and she's been on the phones, and right now she's doubled her business already this year and is.
Hold on. When you say she went to Anaheim, you mean she went to Listing Agent Boot Camp with you in Anaheim, a Club Wealth event. And since that Club Wealth event, she has literally doubled her production since going to that Club Wealth event.
In 6 months.
In 6 months. That's phenomenal. And by the way, I hope our video editors are paying attention to that. Randy, you need to trim that little tidbit out. That's awesome. What a great testimonial for the events and for bringing team members to events. That's fantastic.
Yep. So I brought like 10 down to Anaheim. So, but yeah, like she's just When she got back, she just realized she was having a bad year last year. She came down here and she just got ultra focused. And what it's done now is it just showed the other people on the teams that, oh my goodness, like it can be done. We're finding in a different market up here with our interest rates still going. We have low inventory. The new agents, it's funny, the new agents that went to listing agent boot camp, like forget her on the set. The other new agents that went there are actually having better years this year than my agents that have been in business longer than 6-7 years, except for her. And I'm watching the new agents and I'm going, my business is down a bit because I'm spending all the time with the team and recruiting. I'm like, man, I got to get back on the phones. Like these guys they're doing well. They're learning the little things. They're in every day. They're making their conversations. They're calling. All of them. Like, I had a 21-year-old agent. She went down there. Oh, there's another girl. She was down there. She, was doing 2 jobs last year, only did 2 deals. This year she's at 4 or 5. She's got 4 listings right now. Like the girl's rocking. She's 21. Like, and a lot of it was just coming to those events.
Right? Dude, I obviously for selfish reasons, I love that. I think it's fantastic because I love hearing that, the Club Wealth events are bringing value to people. But the reality is you're right, because what happens is, you get these people out of the office, they come to an event like that, and all of a sudden now they're hearing from people all over the world the things that you're trying to tell them, but sometimes, because they hear it from you every day, it just kind of, sometimes it goes in one ear and out the other, and that's normal. It's like with our kids, right?
Yeah, they don't want to listen to mom and dad anymore. I'm dad, right? They've tuned me out. So when they get down there and they hear everyone say the same things, and I love when they come back to me and say, "Oh my God, somebody told me I should do this," and I'm like, "Hello."
I feel like I've been trying to tell you that for 6 months.
I know. So, anyways, it's been amazing, right? So, going to these events, I think it re-energizes people, and sometimes people need to hear it 7, 8, 9, 10 times, right? Like, you can't just not you. You need a community to make some of these guys amazing, right? So whether it's local, whether it's international for us, COVID hurt us that way because we couldn't get down to a lot of events for, Canada was really restrictive about stuff. I mean, and then I'll plug the US didn't let Canadians in for a while. We had to, anyway, we'll get there. You don't need to put that on there.
Dude, I mean, let's call it what it is. I mean, we've got standards down here there, Jason. I mean,
you don't want to let Canadians in, God forbid. If we're not vaccinated, so I had some agents that couldn't go to some of the events and they were disappointed. So we've already got a few that are signed up for Houston, I believe. And
I'm loving that.
I hear you're coming to Canada to push things.
I'm excited about that. I can't wait. That'll be fun. Well, okay, so let me ask you this. I want to come back to the recruiting for just a second. So I want to know, because you've done some really great things in terms of recruiting, and specifically, I hear people say, "Oh, well, Michael, that won't work in my market because I'm in Canada and that's America," or vice versa. But I don't believe that is the case for most things. Now, I understand there are some things that are nuances that are different, but sound principles work in every market, in every country. And so what have you been doing to attract people to your team and or to your downline? And what's your process specifically look like?
So I'm very good at attracting new agents. So what I do is about every 4 to 6 weeks, I hold a career night, and I've done it consistently over the years. So what I do is I put ads on Indeed up here and LinkedIn. I know the US, you got way more places to put it. Great. Always do it. So what I do is I invite people when they put their applications or resumes in, I ask them 4 basic questions. Are you, 2 of them are like, are you okay being told no 98% of the time? Are you okay working for commissions? Are you okay getting on the phone? I think I asked 4 questions. If they answer those 4 questions, I invite them to a career night. And I'll get anywhere between, 10 people, 25 people sign up. And then sometimes I only have, I've had it where nobody shows up that night. I've had it where I've had 10 or 12 people show up the night, 2 or 3, whatever it is. And basically what I do is I explain how they get their license to do the schooling. And this is in every state. Some of you guys can get it done in 2 weeks, but it takes 6 months. So I go over the prices, I have a thing of the college up there. It shows everything they have to do, what the costs are. So I have all that out there for them. I talk about that for the first little bit. Then I get into a little bit about our process, about how they can come in while they're taking the courses. Once they're past course 2, they can come in. They can work in our pond of our database, making calls, survey conversations, stuff like that. They can't have conversations about houses or all that. They'll push those to the agents. So we'll do that. And what I'm trying to do is teach them how to build a database And anybody they've talked to, when they get licensed, they have them in their database. It's still my lead, but they have them in their database. So I'm helping them move along. So we all know that when you go to school, a lot of stuff you learn, you don't get it. You can put it aside and get real life experience. So this is basically like a co-op, and they get running from that. My best agents have come through that program because they learn ahead of time. They learn how to pick up the phone. Here's the other thing. If they're not willing to make calls and not willing to do things while they're in there, I don't want them anyways.
That's right.
That's free time. I don't have to put them through my onboarding. All I do is give them an email and access to my follow-up boss. So it costs me $25-$30 a month, and off they go and they make calls. And I'll tell you right now, I had one kid do it. He made enough deals out of that calling to pay for all of his schooling, which is about $6,000 up here. Mm-hmm. And the other young girl I was talking about, she had a listing set up for 3 weeks after that. I went with her and she got the listing and I let her have it. So, there's opportunity there. So that's the first thing we do. Then, of course, we do other things where we're.
Hey, hang on really quick. Before you go to the other things, I want to dive a little deeper on this. Are they paid during that time?
No.
So it's a voluntary internship for 6 months. How many hours a day?
Well, that's what we try and work with. So sometimes if they have, I ask for 5 to 10 hours a week. 5 to 10 hours a week is the ask. Okay, gotcha. All right. Yeah. Right now I got a young guy. He comes in here, he works at a jewelry store. He told the jewelry store, I can't work till 12. I can work 12 to 8. Mm-hmm. So he comes in here for 2 hours in the morning, usually 2 to 3 days a week. So he spends an hour or two on the phones, and then he actually studies in our office for an hour or two to get his courses. And he's already got a ton of people. And then when we did seminars recently, he's inviting people out to our first time homebuyer seminars, our investment seminars. So he's already going to be ready to go. He's 22 years of age. He's going to be good. Like, that kid's going to rock.
And what do you call the program? Is it your internship program, mentorship program? What are you calling it?
I call it apprenticeship program.
Apprenticeship program. Great. I love it. Actually, it's a great move.
Yeah, and why not? Like, you'll find out real quick whether they're going to be. So It's amazing how many agents get their license and then go, okay, now what? Now, these guys are 6 months ahead.
Oh, heck yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, because otherwise people, they get in there and then they got to start making calls, and it's 6 months before they put a deal together. To your guys, they get their license. Hey, man, I got 3 people looking at houses right now. I got a listing ready to get coming on right now. That's fantastic. Good for you, man.
Plus, we invite them to all our meetings and all that other stuff, so they get in. You also find out how they're going to fit into your culture. Now, I know some states, it's 2 weeks, right? So it's a little tougher there. But, when you have any time programs out like this, use that time to find out if these guys are good for your team or not. And if they're not, there's no time.
But I love the flexibility of them being able to be dual career during that time, or even later, they get to be dual career with you guys. I love that they have the opportunity to go work a full-time job, come in here a couple hours a day, right? Just show up 1 to 2 hours a day, be on the huddle, make your calls, and by the way, do you let them join your huddle? Are they able to be on the huddle?
100%.
100%. Okay, so they get to participate in everything.
They can be on our Monday meetings. They can be on our trainings. They have access to, if they want access to Club Wealth, if they can, they have access to it all. That's easy to sign up. There's no time. Yep. And you'll find out how much they want to be in. So my best agents have come through that type of program, and that's evolved over time. But here's the other beauty of it for those people that are recruiting. I now have 500 people that have signed up to my site that I now send all our stuff, monthly things. Those are opportunities that I might get some buyers and sellers out of.
Yep. That's true. Because even if they don't end up becoming a real estate agent, they can still refer you, they can still do business with you. And they know you know what you're doing.
100%.
Dude, fantastic. Love that. Okay.
That's the first part of what we do.
Okay, so let's go into the other stuff. Keep going.
So now I've actually hired an outside company. Down the road, when the company I was with before, they had a recruiter working there, and we worked together. So I'd send her names, we back and forth. I'm not there anymore. So what I've done is hired an outside company. They're setting up appointments for me, between 15 and 20. I've just started with them. Been pretty good so far with appointments. Haven't recruited anybody, but that's the other part of it, hiring a recruiter. So I started that way to see how it would work to start. And I will probably hire an inside recruiter at some point. I'd actually love to get the lady I worked with. I'd love to get the lady I worked with, but I have a certain thing I can't do it for a year, so I have to. I have to wait for that year. But after that year, So, and then also being part of a company that has rev share, I encourage the agents that do it too, right? And we had a young guy come in here the other day from one of the agents. She brought him in, right? So he was actually on one of my career nights.
Really?
Yeah, he didn't sign up with anyone, but he came in. She introduced him. They told him to come on my career night. So I got people sending people to career nights. I talk to them. Then they come in and interview us. So, it's in everything we're doing.
What I really love about what you just said is the simplicity of and the necessity of hiring a full-time recruiter in-house. And I say this because I just did an episode with Nicole Gaudet and Austin Hellickson, and they both said the exact same thing. They both have full-time recruiters, and they've both said that it was mission critical for them to be able to continue to grow and to have the success that they've had, is to have full-time recruiters. So I love that you're saying that. Okay, what else have you done? Go ahead. What are you going to say?
I've actually also looked at doing an expo. That's the other thing I was looking at recently.
So have you done it already, or are you just looking at it right now?
That's something I definitely want to look into, right?
Okay.
And, young people. So those are the two main things we do.
Those are the two things that have brought you the current success.
Yeah, we looked at, and we're posting on social media. We're using Facebook. We're doing all that stuff, right? Constantly, it's in our DNA to constantly do it. But those are the two things that have brought me the most success, for bringing people in.
So let me ask you real quick about that. So you're talking about doing Facebook. Are you taking all the list of the 500 people that you've talked to about coming on your team or whatever? Do you have that list uploaded into a targeted audience on your Facebook? Are you doing that through Ylopo or through another, like a listings to leads or anything like that? What are you doing?
We just put them in our CRM, and we're constantly pushing stuff. So every time I do a career night again, they get updated to join it. We send out every 2 weeks. We send out have you signed up on the courses, right? Have you started the courses? So there's like a whole program of, every time just before the career night, we send a message out. Then we follow up with people. So between my admin and myself, we're constantly trying to talk to people. So we reached out to 2 or 3 the other day that are on their way, right? So, and then it's just getting them in here, right? So it's just a constant thing. It's an ongoing process that still is evolving, and will get better and better as I have a recruiter in-house.
Okay, so here's my suggestion for you.
Sure.
I want you to take that list and I want you to upload it to Facebook. And I want you to start running targeted ads. Don't have to spend a lot of money, $5 a day. That's all I want you to spend, just $5 a day. And just value add and evidence of success. Those are the only 2 things I want you to run. You don't need to put any calls to action, just value add, evidence of success. Just constantly be dripping that stuff on those guys through Facebook. So everywhere they go, they're seeing, that, your agent's closed another deal. And hey, by the way, here's some great advice on how you can, get more buyers or sellers to work with you or whatever, just stuff that's specific to real estate agents. Just run that to that list. That's all you do. I want them to see you 33 times a week. $5 a day will get you there. It's a small list. So, super powerful. I love it. Okay, so Jason, I don't want to take a lot more of your time, but I want you to give us some final advice. What would you advise a young or even an experienced team leader, somebody that wants to be able to grow their team? What's the best advice you can give them right now?
I honestly believe career nights. I really believe setting up a career night monthly. I've talked to that some of my clients every month. Just run it, and be okay if people don't show up. It's okay, but it takes an hour. And if you're there and nobody shows up in the hour, do something else. Make some calls. Do something else. Like it just spend that time, right? And then just have it rolling that way and start small. I think for one of my coaching clients, I got him to do it. I think his first one, he had 15 people there, and invite your whole database. That's something else we've got to start doing. Like
Hold on. Back up the truck. I have not heard anybody talking about this, and I agree 100%. Say it again.
I am now going to start sending out an email to our 140,000 people in our database and invite people to career night. And be okay if a client shows up for that. It's okay.
Yeah. Jason, so all right, so hold on now. This is genius, and it's something that I don't think most agents are doing. And frankly, I don't even think Austin's doing it. I'm going to have to go beat on him here in a couple of minutes to let him know, why aren't you doing this? How come Jason had to figure this out? So this is huge. So let's back up. You're doing these career nights. You're emailing people to invite them. I'm assuming doing Facebook posting. And you're taking anybody that's applied through LinkedIn and Indeed. You're taking all those people. You're inviting them. Text messaging, all of that. What is there anything else? And now you're also inviting all those people and your entire database of 140,000 leads or whatever. What am I missing on the upfront part? And then I want to hear, what does the career night look like?
So I think you just invite them out, say, ask them basic question. Have you ever thought about being a real estate agent? Make it that's it. Like, don't put any more into it. Don't fill it up. And then just keep doing that thing. Maybe change it every once in a while. Don't run it through your CRM, the email, because if they unsubscribe in there,
they unsubscribe to everything.
That's right. So we use an outside company that can take that many emails.
Are you using like Eventbrite, or what are you doing?
Send out Blue. We just do it as an email thing.
Send out Blue. Okay.
Yeah.
So
one of the things, the names, right?
Yeah, one of the things I like is Eventbrite. You can take all those names, like you can do your career night as an event. You upload all the names into Eventbrite, and Eventbrite doesn't care. They won't make you filter the list or clean the list or anything like that. No, they'll just take your raw list and they'll send out to all of the people on that raw list, depending, as long as you're in their paid program. Dude, I'm telling you, we've had really good deliverability from Eventbrite, believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah, the deliverability is actually very good.
Because I do investment seminars where we're emailing people and ask them to sign up to it. I'll just send out to them.
Try it both. Split test it. I'd love to, because you've got a big enough database. Take your 140, divide it into 2 segments, put 70 of them in that blue thing, send out Blue, and put the other 70,000 in Eventbrite, and tell us which one, and make sure they each have a different code, right? So that you can track them separate, and then let me know which one performs better. I'm dying to know.
Done. I'll do it for next one in August.
Okay. That'd be great.
That's what we have. So then what we do is and this evolved. So when they first came on, I would just talk about what it took to be now. Now I have a PowerPoint. I have just 1-page sheet that I share my screen through my Zoom, or you can do through Google Meets, have it come up and just lay out what the cost is and what that looks like. And then I just talk about the team. I just tell stories about who I am and what we do and how we do it and all that. And probably it should maybe move over to another PowerPoint that I can show some of the things. And honestly, now that I'm talking to you, even get a testimonial for 1 or 2 of the people that went through it, or get them on there too with me is something maybe I should look at, right? Because
wait, don't skip past that. Yes, you need to be doing that.
Well, and for 2 reasons. They relate to me, but a young person might relate to a 21-year-old girl who's having ultra success. So maybe that's something I start getting those people on.
100%. Right? I would mix up the demographics of the people you get testimonials from. The social proof is going to be really important. It really is.
Yeah. So just, again, look, at the end of the day, don't overthink it. If you're going to start it, just book a date on your calendar. I do Mondays at 5:00 always. I don't record it. Right? Now, if somebody applies and they're already in the course, I will give them a call directly. I don't invite them to the career. They're already in the course. I'm going to call them directly. I take the time. It's a recruiting call. I take it. But if somebody else is just brand new thinking about it, just send them something out. Invite them. When I first sent it out, I wouldn't send reminders. So there's another lesson I learned. Now I send reminders every day before, an hour before. Again, do they all show up? No. But I send them out all the time, right? So
now, are you doing this predominantly just on Zoom, or are you doing this in person with Zoom also?
Just on Zoom.
Just on Zoom. Okay, so your career nights are never in the office, they're just on Zoom.
No.
Interesting.
I know some people do them in office too. And maybe in bigger centers, maybe you do that, right? I found that a lot of people are shy, and you find out real quickly who's shy because I ask them to turn on the camera, some don't. I also find out real quickly the people that ask the questions are more likely to become the real estate agent.
Yep.
So sometimes they're not going to come into a career night or something like that. So you know what? I've learned that sometimes they will, but a lot of times they won't. So I just make it very easy for people. It's got to be an informational session. And then again, I follow up and I ask them, hey, if you do sign up, please let me know. And again, we're dripping them along the way too, right? So, but if you're going to start out, pick a day, run it every 4 weeks or every 6 weeks. Don't run on a holiday. Pick a time around 5 or 6 o'clock at night where if they have a job or not, they can get to that. Do it on Zoom, because some people work till 5 o'clock. They can't get to your thing. I don't want to do it at 8 o'clock at night. My fiance will kill me. Michael knows who she is. So it's got to be. So it's got to be a nice time. And again, like I said, sometimes people show up, sometimes they don't, and I'm okay with that.
So I'm gonna throw a curveball at you, and I'm gonna suggest that you do it both on Zoom and in person at the same time, right? So you do it in person, but you're zooming it. You got your camera on, you're zooming it, because I think some people will show up in person. You give them the option: show up on Zoom, show up in person. Either way, if you show up in person, we're gonna have some food, and we're gonna let you meet some of the people on the team. And now they get to see the culture. Now they get to feel it. They get to see people. They get to talk to them and all that. I think that would be very, very valuable. I think that you'd probably up your recruiting, your conversion percentage. At least I'd say 10-20% would be pretty reasonable expectation.
I don't mind trying. I think I started with COVID, so you couldn't do it. So
yeah,
we got a great facility here where I work. The office had that run. So yeah, it's not a bad idea. Like even every 2 times or something.
Yeah.
Right. So that and try it out and see how. Again, you're always testing things, right?
Yeah.
It's an evolving thing. But to everybody that runs a team, do not be afraid to do career nights. Like, please don't. I guarantee you will get some of the best people you've ever hired will come through those things. And I believe in dual agents. I know some agents don't, some teams don't. They don't have the culture for it. But if you ask some of the top agents out there, some of their best agents come through dual agents. I was a dual agent, right?
You're talking when you say dual agent, you mean dual career. You were dual career agent.
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I started somewhere else, and then finally I just had to, cut the strings, right? Because a lot of people are afraid to give up that salary, to give up that guaranteed paycheck every 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
So you have to come up with a solution to that. Now, we make certain things mandatory to get our leads, but there's nothing wrong with them getting involved in the culture of your team, figuring out. Once they start doing a few deals, it's amazing how fast they want to get out of that other career.
Okay, so here's what I'd like to do. First of all, do you have a checklist for your career nights that you said you've got a 1-page thing that you follow? Is that right?
That's fine. Yep.
Okay, can I ask you a favor? Would you send that over to me? And then what I'm going to do, and make sure your contact information is on it, because I have a feeling there's going to be people that listen to this that are going to want to get a copy of that. So if you'll do me a favor, if you'll send that to me, we're going to take clubwealth.com. I'm looking at Kevin right now. He's sitting across from me. He's going to make sure this happens. We're going to take clubwealth.com/Jason O. Clubwealth.com/Jason O. That stands for Jason O'Keefe, right? So just Jason O. And we'll put a form on there so they can just put their email address and phone number in. They can download that form for free, and they can see what you are doing. And maybe if you do happen to record one of your career nights, we can post that on there as well.
All right.
Yeah, and we'll certainly post it wherever we post this. We'll also, make sure that we've got that, the ability to download that there as well. So where possible. All right. So Jason, first of all, we're going to do career nights. We're gonna not be afraid to invite our clients to become real estate agents. We're going to be excited when they do, because here's the reality. And I'm glad you brought this up, because if they don't do it with you, they're still going to do it. It's not like they're not going to go become a real estate agent. You're not the only one telling them. And so would you rather have them become an agent on your team or somebody else's team?
100%.
Yeah. No, I think it's
Get
fantastic.
your downline or do whatever. It depends on the company. It's like there's opportunities everywhere. And even if they're an agent, you've got a great relationship with them, and you might be on the other side of the table with them one day. So
100%.
Right? You
Yep.
definitely want to help out some people, right? So one of my clients became one of the best agents at another company. He was on my team. He was on my team, didn't fit culture, but he's a rock star at another company now.
Well, there you go. And you're probably good friends to this day. And you guys, when you have cross,
We might not go that far.
what? Okay. Well, we can't.
Calling us now. But you know what? I called him the other day for one of my agents to look at his property. I had a straight up conversation. So we have that respect level, right? So
Yep.
you know what I mean? So
I love it.
right?
That's fantastic. Okay. So Jason, anything else you want to make sure we cover today before we wrap it up?
No, I think it's always recruiting. As you say it all the time. Recruit, and teach them how to be agents. It's so much easier to find agents that are going to go and do 10, 20, 15, 30, 40 deals a year than you having to constantly, as a team leader, constantly having to sell a property.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
They're my clients.
Well, and I like that you said, you're open to finding people that are doing 10 or 15 transactions a year as well, because I think a lot of agents think, well, they all got to be rock stars. I just want to have a team, and it's going to be, I'm only going to have 10 people on my team, and they're all going to do 70 to 100 transactions a year. And the reality is, that's not reality for most of us.
And most people, like I found when I have agents get up there in levels, they want to leave. They want to go on a single person. They
Yeah.
especially new agents, because they don't understand what it's like. They're the ones that walk out, right? And I have a rule. My rule is leave once, come back. Leave twice. That's my rule, right? Because sometimes some of these people need to see what the other side's. Everyone thinks it's greener on the other side. Yeah, you still got to work, right? Now, I'll take some people back. That was even in my old career, right? I would always take people back once because sometimes they need to learn, but they're not coming back after that. And honestly, people that are doing 40, 50, 60, sometimes they just think they can do it on their own. I'll tell you right now, my bread and butter is 12 to 24.
Yep.
They're not leaving.
No.
My best agents, that lady I was talking about, she is my biggest fan to everybody. She brings people in. She's successful. She's happy. She's got a nice life. She's good.
Yep.
And that's her number, 12 to 24 a year. That's it.
Fantastic.
You can build a budget off those people.
Well, absolutely. And here's the thing. They're good people. You've given them a great opportunity. And to your point, they're not going anywhere when you continue to provide that value, continue to provide that opportunity for them. So I love it.
They're great for culture. They love being here and being part of a team. They understand they get more success out of the team. And when they bring people in, they speak about the team. They're the best recruiters on your team.
I love it. I would absolutely agree with all of that. So, Jason, seriously, man, I really appreciate you doing this with us today. We'll have you on again for sure. What I'd really like for people to consider, number one, if you have a referral anywhere in or around Toronto or that whole area up there, give Jason a call. He certainly will take great care of them. He's a Club Wealth coach. If you're interested in working with Jason as your coach or anybody at Club Wealth, reach out to us at clubwealth.com/strategy session. We'll do a strategy session with you. And we'll give you the option. You get to pick when you sign up for coaching with us. You get to pick which coach you work with. And so certainly Jason, he's probably got a waiting list right now, but we'll get you on his waiting list at the very least. And when an opening comes up, we'll let you work with him. In the meantime, make sure you guys look at his checklist for these career nights and take advantage of that. Make your own. Just start playing with it. Just start doing it. Just don't overthink it. Copy what Jason's doing and you'd be surprised how well it can work. Just be you, right? And be authentic to who you are, and you'd be amazed at the quality of people that you'll attract. So, and Jason, any final parting thoughts for us today?
Like I said, with anybody out there, just take a risk. Like it doesn't cost anything. A career night it's an hour, and a LinkedIn ad or something. It's minor. Like it's so worth every moment I do it, and I love doing it. I love watching people look at the career and get into it. And I love answering questions for it. And I like watching, it's not just agents on my team. I like seeing other people in the industry that I started them down that road. And it's awesome. I love coaching.
Well, I believe that too. I understand that too. So, to your point on the career nights, not all of them are going to be successful, and that's okay. The success comes in the consistent application of these habits over a long period of time, and then the success is inevitable. And so, I love it. And by the way, Jason, did you happen to bring us a good dad joke today? Did Tara get a hold of you on that?
No, I didn't get a good dad joke.
No dad joke. Man, we're going to have to, okay, so Kevin, I want to make sure from now on when we're doing this, everybody's got to bring me a good dad joke, all right? That's just it. So I'll give you one. Here's a good dad joke. I'll give you an elephant joke. What time is it when an elephant sits on your fence?
I don't know.
It's time to get a new fence, brother.
There you go.
How about this? You want to get an elephant out of the tree. How do you get an elephant out of a tree?
I don't know, cut down the tree.
No, you have them climb out on a leaf and wait till fall. It's no big deal. All right, last elephant joke. You'll love this one. It's a great dad joke. You're gonna torment your kids with this one, I guarantee it. Here you go. How do you know when there's been an elephant in your refrigerator?
I don't know.
There's footprints in the Jell-O, bro.
There you go. Well, Michael, I'm giving you time on my birthday to do this. So this
is today your birthday?
It's my birthday.
Happy birthday. I'm gonna have to sing to you now. Happy birthday to. You're like, don't do that, Hellickson. Well, you know what? I'm going to get on Facebook and I'm going to sing happy birthday to you anyway.
You should see the video. One of my VAs overseas, she wasn't sure I'd like it. She put it out on her social media today about me and just being silly and enjoying life, right, on the team, right? So check out Instagram or Facebook. It's on there today. You'll see the video. She did it. she thought she was gonna like, oh my God, will he take this? And I said, you know what? I'm not a birthday fan, but I love it. And I enjoy my birthday because of that. And of course, my fiance will take care of me tonight with dinner and stuff like that. So,
Dude, that's so cool. And tell Lydia I said hello, by the way. Tara, I'm sure would love that to be echoed from her as well. So, Jason, happy birthday. Thank you for taking time on your birthday to do this with us. I appreciate it, brother.
thanks, guys.
Sounds good. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, Michael, thanks very much.
87%. Yeah, that's the percentage of all real estate agents that get in the business today that'll be gone in 2 years. Let me tell you something. Why is there so much turnover in real estate? Because it isn't easy. And because most people don't know exactly what they need to do to get to the next level. Now look, regardless of whether you're brand new to the industry or you're a team leader, you've got 40 people on your team and you just want to get to the next level. If you're doing 10 transactions a year, you want to get to 25. You're doing 500 transactions a year, you want to get to 1,000. You're at 1,000, you want to get to 10,000. Let me tell you something. You need the right coach. Why? Because Club Wealth is the only coaching company on the planet that will literally guarantee that you will double your income or make at least an extra $100,000 your first year coaching with us, or we will give you 100% of your investment back. This is for people of all levels. Click the link below, sign up for the appropriate tier level, and let's get you a strategy session today. And I promise you, I 100% guarantee you, promise you, that you will walk away with a heart full of gratitude for the time that we took for you because you got so much value out of that call. Schedule your strategy session today. I promise you'll be glad you did.
Sign up for a strategy session at clubwealth.com/strategy session.